Raghav Mehta stood in a glass office, once worth 30 Indian rupees crores. Now it echoed with silence. One by one, his clients had vanished. Investors backed out. Rumors spread. And just like that, his tech company, once the pride of Bengaluru's startup scene, was over. He stared at the empty chairs. His team of 70 was gone. His co-founder had jumped ship. The media called it India's fastest startup flameout. Banks froze his accounts. His parents stopped picking up calls. People whispered, he flew too high. A year ago, he was invited to speak at IIT. Now, no one would invite him for chai. But as he locked the office one last time, Raghav said only one thing under his breath. I'm not done yet. Raghav moved into a single-room flat on the outskirts of the city. No AC, no Wi-Fi, just a mattress and a dented kettle. He sold his car. He let go of every luxury he once flaunted on Instagram. He took up small freelance gigs, app debugging, UI fixes, back-end repairs, anything that paid 500 Indian rupees to 1,000 Indian rupees. Every time someone recognized him on the street, he just smiled and nodded. But behind that smile, he was learning. He studied business case studies late into the night, understanding why startups fail and how empires are built back up. He made notes, connected dots. He stopped chasing trends and started solving real problems. Then one night, while fixing a logistics app's code, an idea sparked. He noticed something strange. Hundreds of small businesses were using clunky, overpriced software to manage inventory and dispatch. Most couldn't even use the features properly. Others were still stuck on Excel sheets. What if there was something simpler? Raghav started building quietly. He named it Bare Basics, a lightweight, plug-and-play tool for inventory, dispatch, and supply chain coordination made specifically for Indian small businesses. He didn't chase investors this time. He chased customers. In just 3 months, Bare Basics had 7 clients, all on board by Raghav himself on his second-hand scooter. There were no employees, no fancy offices, just him and his laptop at tea stalls. This time, there were no press features, no LinkedIn applause, just progress. Word of mouth did the magic. 1 client became 5. 5 became 20. Raghav reinvested every rupee into refining the product. He hired 2 developers part-time and rented a tiny co-working desk. He didn't talk about rebuilding his empire. He just built. Bare Basics wasn't glamorous, but it worked. It helped Kirana stores track inventory. It helped rural pharmacies deliver faster. It helped real businesses breathe easier. Then came a call that changed everything. A regional logistics chain wanted to pilot Bare Basics across 120 branches. Raghav didn't sleep for 2 days, prepping for the demo. They loved it. They signed. That week, Raghav looked at his dusty mirror and said, I'm back. Today, Bare Basics powers over 3,000 small businesses across India, from tiny Kirana stores in Bihar to mid-sized supply chains in Gujarat. What started as a tool built from a second-hand laptop and fueled by desperation is now one of the most efficient, low-cost logistics platforms in the country. But Raghav didn't stop at just software. He built a company that became a second chance for others like him. His team of 80 is made up of college dropouts, small-town coders, and professionals rejected by big tech firms. Not because they weren't smart, but because they didn't speak the lingo, didn't have shiny resumes, or didn't fit the culture. Raghav made sure Bare Basics became the culture. Grit, simplicity, execution. Every week, he conducts open sessions for aspiring founders, especially those who faced failure. In his words, you're not a failed entrepreneur if you've learned. You're just in the middle of your story. He also funds coding and product management courses for underprivileged students. And every time someone tells him they're scared to start again, he shows them something. A photo of the tiny flat he lived in when everything fell apart. A reminder that rock bottom isn't the end, it's the foundation. But perhaps the most poetic moment in Raghav's story came just a month ago. The same glass building where his first company had collapsed. The office he had locked up and walked out of in silence 5 years ago. He now owns the entire floor. Paid in full. No loans. No investors. Just pure grit and revenue. He didn't do it to prove a point. He did it because it felt full circle. He didn't just rebuild, he reclaimed. And when a journalist asked him, what changed this time? What made this company succeed where the last one failed? Raghav smiled and said, I stopped trying to impress the world and started solving for it. Because that's what made the difference. Not press, not hype, not viral posts, but solving real problems for real people. One user at a time, one delivery at a time, one line of code at a time. They thought Raghav Mehta was done. They whispered, he peaked too soon. They said, he won't recover from this. But what they didn't realize was, real empires aren't built on funding rounds and hashtags. They're built on something deeper. Hurt, hunger, and heart. And Raghav, he's just getting started.